Nobody inside Stanford Stadium expected the night to unfold like this. Fans arrived thinking they were about to witness another unforgettable stop on the BTS ARIRANG World Tour. But what happened once Jungkook stepped onto that stage quickly became one of the most talked about moments among ARMY across social media. Even now, fans are still replaying the videos, analyzing every second, and asking the same question over and over again. How did one performance completely take over California in a single night? Before we get into what happened, stay with us until the end because there's one emotional detail from Jungkook's performance that fans inside Stanford Stadium are still talking about days later, and according to many people who attended the concert, it changed the entire atmosphere of the night. Hours before the show even started, the energy around Stanford Stadium already felt different. Roads around the venue became crowded with fans wearing purple outfits, carrying BTS banners, and filming content everywhere. Some people had traveled from different states just for this concert. Others had flown internationally because they believed the California stop of the ARIRANG tour would become something special. And somehow, they were right. As the sun slowly disappeared behind the stadium, thousands of fans continued pouring into the venue. The sound of music echoed through the entrances while giant screens flashed BTS visuals across the arena. Everywhere people looked, cameras were recording. Fans were crying before the concert had even started. Some people were hugging each other while holding official light sticks close to their chests like they were preparing for a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Nobody realized how emotional the night was about to become. When the stadium lights finally dimmed, the entire crowd exploded instantly. The screams became deafening as the opening visuals began shaking the massive screens around Stanford Stadium. Purple lights filled every corner of the arena while fans screamed the members' names louder and louder with every passing second. Then BTS appeared. The energy inside the stadium immediately became overwhelming. Fans jumped from their seats, phones filled the air, and thousands of voices merged together into one massive roar that echoed throughout California's legendary venue. Every member received huge reactions from the crowd, but there was something noticeably different when Jungkook appeared. The screaming intensified. Not just louder. Different. People near the barricades were visibly shaking while trying to film him. Fans further back stood on chairs just to catch a clearer view. Even videos uploaded afterwards showed the crowd becoming noticeably more emotional the moment Jungkook stepped forward beneath the bright stadium lights. At first, everything seemed normal. The performance continued. The members interacted with the audience. Fans sang along to every lyric. But then something changed. The lighting inside the stadium suddenly darkened. The music shifted. Smoke effects slowly covered parts of the stage, while dramatic instrumentals echoed throughout the venue. Fans immediately started screaming louder because nobody seemed to understand what was happening. Some people thought it was a transition into another song. Others believed there might be a surprise stage. But nobody was prepared for what happened next. Jungkook suddenly moved toward the extended platform while cameras focused directly on him. The massive screens zoomed in closer. The crowd noise became almost impossible to hear over because thousands of fans were screaming at the exact same time. And then it happened. The surprise performance began. The reaction inside Stanford Stadium became instant chaos. Fans near the stage were crying. Some people dropped their phones while trying to record. Others simply froze in disbelief watching Jungkook completely dominate the stadium with an intensity that even longtime fans later admitted felt different from previous performances. His vocals sounded raw, emotional, and powerful. Every movement looked sharper. Every expression felt intense. And somehow, the energy inside Stanford Stadium kept building every second he stayed on stage. The cameras captured fans screaming uncontrollably, while giant screens displayed close-up shots of Jungkook performing beneath flashing lights and heavy smoke effects. Videos later uploaded online barely captured the music, because the crowd reactions were so loud that fans could hardly hear themselves screaming. Within minutes, social media started exploding. Clips from the performance spread rapidly across TikTok, X, Instagram, and YouTube. Fans everywhere began posting the same reactions. Some called it the strongest performance of the entire ARIRANG tour. Others claimed it felt like watching a completely different level of stage presence from Jungkook. But what really shocked people wasn't just the performance itself. It was the emotion behind it. Fans noticed how focused Jungkook looked throughout the stage. There was a level of intensity in his expressions that people immediately started discussing online. Every camera angle seemed to capture him fully immersed in the performance, while the audience completely lost control around him. Even casual viewers who weren't originally following BTS started paying attention after the clips went viral. Because the reactions inside Stanford Stadium looked unreal. Thousands of screaming fans. Purple lights shaking across the arena. People crying while filming. And at the center of it all was Jungkook commanding the stage in a way that made the entire stadium feel electric. But the night became even more emotional after fans started noticing small moments hidden throughout the performance. Some people pointed out the way Jungkook paused briefly while looking across the crowd during one part of the stage. Others focused on the reactions from fans near the front rows who appeared completely overwhelmed watching him perform live. Several fan cams showed audience members covering their mouths in shock, while others cried uncontrollably as the performance continued. And this is where the atmosphere inside Stanford Stadium truly changed. Because it stopped feeling like a normal concert. It started feeling personal. Fans later described the experience online as emotional, intense, and unforgettable. Some people admitted they had never heard a crowd react that loudly during a BTS concert before. Others said the energy inside Stanford Stadium became almost impossible to describe once Jungkook fully took over the stage. The most interesting part is that many fans believe there were signs earlier in the day that something unusual was going to happen. Some fans attending soundcheck claimed the stage setup looked different from previous tour stops. Others noticed additional lighting equipment surrounding the extended platform area. A few people even mentioned hearing unfamiliar instrumentals during rehearsal hours before the concert officially started. But nobody connected the clues until later. Once the performance ended, the crowd reactions somehow became even louder. Fans continued screaming Jungkook's name long after the music stopped. The noise inside Stanford Stadium echoed throughout the venue, while thousands of people tried processing what they had just witnessed. Videos from different sections of the stadium all showed similar reactions. Fans shaking, crying, hugging each other, rewatching their recordings immediately because they couldn't believe the performance had actually happened. Outside the stadium, the atmosphere remained chaotic. Groups of fans gathered near exits replaying fan cams on their phones. Some people stayed outside for hours discussing the performance with strangers. Others uploaded clips online so quickly that social media timelines became flooded with Stanford Stadium videos before many fans had even made it back to their hotels. And the numbers online started rising fast.